While Peter and the guys usually get the spotlight for their crazy antics, the wives have proven time and time again that they can be just as unhinged, questionable, and downright sus.
Okay, you think you can fit anything else into your mouth? All right, so now let's start filling up some other places.
In today's video, we are counting down the most sus wives moments in Family Guy. Let's start the show. Kicking off our list is Season 9, Episode 17, Foreign Affairs. Have you ever taken a fun girls' trip overseas, only to find out your best friend is actually planning to completely abandon her family for a steamy European affair? Well, Bonnie Swanson does exactly that, proving she is far from the devoted housewife she pretends to be. The mess starts when Lois and Bonnie decide to take a much-needed girls' vacation together to Paris.
Okay, bye everyone. Kids, you mind your father while I'm gone. Love you.
Bye, Mom.
Bye!
But while Lois is looking to do normal touristy things and enjoy the sights, Bonnie drops a massive bombshell. She explicitly came to France to have an affair. Lois is totally blindsided.
I came here to have an affair.
An affair? With who?
Anyone?
My God.
Completely unable to believe that Bonnie would throw away all her years with Joe just to have some silly fling. Bonnie bluntly admits that their relationship has been crumbling for a while.
I'm not throwing anything away. Joe and I have been growing apart for a long time. Besides, we've had a good run.
Leading her to seek out some wild European romance. Lois tries her best to talk Bonnie out of it, even pulling her away from a local French guy offering a warm baguette.
Come on, Bonnie, we are leaving.
What?
Look, I'm doing you a favor.
My stool will sleep alone tonight.
But Bonnie is absolutely determined to get what she wants.
Lois, I'm just having fun.
You're playing with fire. Look, no marriage is perfect, but Joe's the man you gave your life to.
Later, Lois returns from a shopping trip only to find a tampon tied to their hotel room doorknob, which is Bonnie's incredibly unhinged version of a do not disturb sign. Bonnie ends up meeting a French guy named Francois.
Bonjour.
Lois, this is Francois.
Oh, you're serious.
And things escalate wildly when he asks her to stay in Paris with him permanently, which would mean completely abandoning Joe and their baby daughter, Susie.
I have so enjoyed your intimacy these past few days. Will you stay here with me?
Lois is furious that her friend is essentially throwing her life away and using their trip just to hook up with strangers.
I invited you on this trip to hang out while I have with strangers, and this is how you repay me?
I'll see you back at the hotel.
When Bonnie seems fully committed to staying in France, Lois decides she has to break the ultimate girl code and secretly calls Joe.
And that's why I called someone who might be able to change your mind.
Joe!
Joe suddenly appears in Paris, desperate to save his 80-year marriage, or at least that's what it feels like to Bonnie. He pours his heart out, begging Bonnie to think of their little girl.
Think about what we have together, honey. Think about our little girl.
Despite Joe's heartfelt plea, Bonnie coldly hesitates, telling Joe he deserves better. Realizing he's about to lose his wife forever, Joe taps into the absolute peak power of true love and somehow manages to miraculously stand up and walk.
Joe! I don't believe it! You're walking!
I am!
Seeing this unexplainable miracle, Bonnie is instantly won back. The two share a passionate kiss and agree to head back home to Quahog together.
Let's go home, Joe.
It's an oddly sweet ending, but Bonnie's willingness to casually ditch her paralyzed husband and baby for a guy she just met is definitely peak sus wife behavior. Up next is Season 13, Episode 6, The 2,000-Year-Old Virgin. Have you ever faced a moral dilemma so bizarre that you actually considered throwing away your wedding vows for the Son of God? Lois finds herself in this incredibly sus situation when Jesus rolls into Quahog for the holidays. The madness kicks off when Peter and Lois run into Jesus at the Quahog Mall.
Oh, yeah, wow. It's been a while since we've seen him. Hey, Jesus!
Peter invites him out for a beer and eventually learns a shocking secret. Jesus' romantic history is completely untouched, meaning the big guy is still a virgin.
Have you ever been with a woman? Are you a virgin?
Yeah, I am.
Feeling bad for him, Peter enlists Quagmire and Cleveland to help Jesus finally become a man for his birthday.
Jesus, we are going to help you lose your virginity.
God, I love sex.
They try taking him to speed dating events, but Jesus simply has zero game in the modern dating world.
Peter, Jesus is never gonna find a woman going about it your way. I think it's time I had a little talk with him so he knows what a woman really wants.
All right.
Seeing him struggle, Lois decides to step in and give Jesus a little pep talk about how to talk to women and what they really want.
Don't be afraid to be honest with a girl and show her who you are.
Wow. Thanks, Lois. That's the second best advice anyone's ever given me.
Her advice works a little too well, because Jesus suddenly reveals the exact woman he wants for his first time, Lois.
It's your Lois, Lois Griffin.
What? I am outraged!
Peter is obviously outraged at first, but Jesus manages to bribe him into agreeing by offering him a brand new Brookstone massage chair.
I could give you anything you want.
Anything? Like anything in the universe?
Absolutely.
Brookstone massage chair.
Peter excitedly pitches the idea to Lois, who is understandably hesitant, but also incredibly flattered. She actually considers going through with it, rationalizing that being desired by the Son of God is a huge compliment, and that his first time should be a divine, special experience.
And the Son of God's first time should be special, even divine. Maybe I'd actually be doing a good thing.
Jesus picks up a totally glammed up Lois for their hotel date, leaving Peter to live his best life in his new massage chair down at the Drunken Clam.
Hey, Jerome, give me another Pawtucket Pet. I'll take it over here on my Brookstone massage chair.
That's a nice chair, Peter.
However, Peter's relaxation is completely ruined when he overhears another bar patron mention that Jesus pulls this exact same scam on different husbands every single Christmas.
Did he show you that sad little apartment? He doesn't really live there. He just uses it to store art he bought on cruises.
Oh my God, what have I done?
Realizing his marriage is in danger, Peter storms into the hotel room to put a stop to it, only to find that Lois had already backed out on her own.
You son of a bitch! What have you done to my marriage?
She realized that her marriage was too strong to risk.
It's okay, Peter. Nothing happened.
It didn't?
No, I couldn't sleep with him.
Leaving a backpedaling Jesus to claim the whole thing was just a holy test in resisting temptation.
You're a liar, Jesus!
Bravo, Peter. Lois, seems like you folks learned the lesson I intended.
While she didn't actually go through with the deed, the fact that Lois seriously considered cheating on Peter with a holiday scammer makes this a wildly sus wife moment. Moving right along, we have Season 4, Episode 5, The Cleveland Loretta Quagmire. Have you ever caught your wife having an affair with your best friend, only for her to completely gaslight you into being the one to apologize? Loretta Brown proves she is the absolute master of toxic manipulation in this wildly uncomfortable episode. The mess kicks off during a party on Peter's fishing boat, where Quagmire's fishing line goes rogue and drops a live fish right down Loretta's shirt.
Gonna have to reach into the cookie jar.
Well, I can't just, you're my best friend's wife, reach into, all right.
Never one to miss an opportunity, Quagmire happily obliges when Loretta invites him to reach down her shirt to grab it. Cleveland blandly wanders over and witnesses the whole thing.
Have to do this again sometime.
You name the time and the place, little Nick.
But his completely passive nature prevents him from actually doing anything about it. Later on, Peter and Brian are walking by Cleveland's house when they hear Loretta screaming from inside.
Sounds like someone's screaming.
What is it, boy? What are you trying to say? Loretta's in trouble! Come on, boy!
Thinking she is in grave danger, they rush in to save her, only to discover she's actually screaming in pleasure while getting it on with a skinny white guy who has a tattoo on his left butt cheek.
Brian, if that wasn't Cleveland doing it with Loretta, we can't tell anyone about this. That is the last thing in the world we want to do.
They don't manage to see the guy's face, so Peter and Brian do what anyone would do. They go around town spreading the gossip to everyone they meet.
Yeah, any idea who it was, Peter?
No, we didn't see his face.
All we know is it's a skinny white guy with a tattoo on his left butt cheek.
Eventually, Peter and Brian visit Quagmire's house and spot the exact same tattoo on his backside.
Peter, look!
Holy crap, that's the tattoo!
Realizing the horrible truth. Being the great friend that he is, Peter breaks the news to Cleveland in the most delicate way possible, by bluntly telling him his wife is cheating while making aggressive bam 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 noises.
You gotta push back a little. You gotta get a little rough. Oh, God, Peter, hit me!
Yeah!
Ow!
When Cleveland finally confronts Loretta, we get to see her peak sus wife behavior. Instead of begging for forgiveness, Loretta angrily deflects, claiming that she is a woman who desperately needs passion and a real man.
I need some passion in my life. I need a real man, and Lord knows that ain't you.
In a wildly backwards move, Cleveland actually apologizes to her. Disgusted by his lack of a backbone, Loretta calls him pathetic and literally kicks him out of their own house.
Goodbye, Cleveland.
I love you.
Cleveland is forced to crash with the Griffins, prompting Peter to try and help his friend tap into his inner rage.
Oh, doesn't he make you so mad you just want to go down there and hit him?
No.
Well, maybe not him, because he's kind of big, but don't you want to hit the guy sitting next to you?
To trigger him, Peter puts on a Quagmire mask while Brian wears a Loretta mask, role-playing the affair right in front of him. The visual finally breaks Cleveland's passive streak, sending him into a furious rage where he grabs a baseball bat and hunts Quagmire down.
All right, calm down, Cleveland.
I'm gonna Quagmire.
Cleveland eventually corners Quagmire, but realizes he simply doesn't have it in his heart to cause physical harm to another person.
Oh, I can't. It isn't in me to cause harm to anyone, no matter how much someone has harmed me.
However, when Peter brings Loretta over to talk, Cleveland finally stands his ground. He looks his cheating wife in the eye, tells her that her actions were unforgivable, and declares that he deserves far better than her. Loretta's betrayal completely destroyed their marriage, but at least it finally gave Cleveland his dignity back.
But I deserve better than you.
Look at that, Lois. As beautiful as an HBO minority fairy tale.
Wrapping up our countdown is Season 11, Episode 14, Call Girl. Have you ever taken a highly secretive job to pay the bills, only to end up participating in an elaborate emotional affair with your own husband? Lois manages to cross that bizarre line in this wildly uncomfortable episode. The financial mess begins after another one of Peter's dumb adventures leaves the Griffin family completely broke.
Now what are we gonna do? We have no money.
Well, that's okay, Lois. We got a wonderful family.
Realizing they need money fast, Lois sets out to find a job and is recruited by a talent agent for what she believes is innocent voiceover work.
I could be one of those famous voiceover artists you hear on TV or in the movies.
However, when she shows up for her first day, she is shocked to discover that she has actually been hired to work as an operator for an adult-only phone line.
Wait a minute. This is a phone operation. I can't do this.
She initially tries to back out, but when she learns the gig pays $2,000 a week, she quickly agrees to stick around.
Hey, Lois. So, how was your first day of voiceover?
It was nothing. Turns out I'm just doing very obscure European commercials.
Lois soon discovers that a lot of men in Quahog use the service, fielding uncomfortable calls from neighbors like Mort and Quagmire.
Okay, you think you can fit anything else into your mouth? All right, so now let's start filling up some other places.
Meanwhile, Peter starts feeling neglected by Lois's busy new work schedule. Trying to be a good friend, Quagmire suggests that Peter call an amazing new phone operator he's been talking to.
You know, Peter, I got just the thing for you. There's this new phone chick I've been calling, and she is amazing.
Peter decides to give it a try, but when he connects with the operator named Classy, Lois instantly recognizes her own husband's voice on the other end of the line.
Oh my God. Well, hello, Peter. What can I do for you?
This is where Lois reaches peak sus wife territory. Instead of shutting it down and telling Peter the truth, she decides to play along and continues the charade.
Didn't try anything new today? Talk to anyone interesting?
No, not really.
The two continue their phone calls for a few days until Peter asks to meet up with Classy in person.
Yay, I did it! Thanks, fairy god Peter! Peter, the power was within you all along.
Lois agrees and shows up to a hotel wearing a blonde wig as a disguise.
Why am I doing this? You know, I got the greatest wife in the world, but did you ever feel like something was missing?
Peter actually hesitates for a moment, admitting he has the greatest wife in the world, but they end up getting busy anyway. Afterward, Lois rips off her wig and reveals her true identity, angrily asking Peter why he was cheating on her.
You cheated on me!
Lois! Why the hell were you doing phone
Peter manages to save himself by claiming that talking to Classy just made him fall in love with Lois all over again, leading to the best intimacy they've had in years. While they managed to fix their marriage, the fact that Lois willingly manipulated her husband into an emotional affair makes this one of the most questionable things she has ever done.
Oh, I love you, Peter.
I love you too, Lois.